Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And we're doing things for Christmas. So I'm going to do 12 weeks of Christmas ideas and we've started using punches to start off with because I want to try and do things that everybody's got something that they can use. So we're using this Scotty dog punch, but you could use any image punch. So if you've got a tree image or anything else, you can use that. And in fact, I'll probably do some with some of the other images that you might have in a stamp. But this one is actually a Scotty dog. So I have used, again, old papers that are retired because I'm using up things that I've got. And the punch is, you've got a bow as well, which is quite sweet. So you could actually do some pretty bows to put on. But on this one, I just want to have the dog. But the bow is going to come out. So it means that I can keep that as well. And I've literally just got a scrap, which is 2.5, or a strip, which is 2.5 inches wide. So I'm going to cut 2 of these out, and just so you can see how easy it is for it. And as I say, that's the little bow. So you could put, you know, a bow in the center of something. And I always cut out a double because I have cut on my papers. This is some old red tartan that I had left over from a year or so ago, and a green tartan, and again that's from a while ago. So to make it a little bit more robust, we just need to put some glue on, and I use wet glue because I find that it lasts a long time and it allows you to you don't have to be completely accurate because it has what they call wiggle room, which means that you can put it on and you can wiggle it into place so that you have it exactly where you want it. And I'm just literally putting it on top so that it makes the designer series, or the paper that I've used, it makes it a little bit more robust. So you can see the paper is good, but because I want this to stand up a bit and it is going to form part of a tag, I need to make sure that we've got just a little bit more stability. Now you can do as many of them as you want, so you can make it as thick as you want for the image. You can use cardboard. So you can use the, you know, packaging cardboard, cereal cardboard, anything like that. Again, if you want it stiffer, you can see again how if I haven't got it exactly straight, I can just sort of turn it round a bit so that I get it as straight as I can. And those are my 2 dogs. Now, again, I have now used, so we'll work with the red one to start off with. I've just used some of our shapes. So this is a rectangle, and it is, let me see if I can get it out, and then I can show you my box of dies out. Right, okay, so these are the rectangular stitched framelits. I think most of us have rectangles, circles and squares and things, and this one is, let me see the size of it, it's that one. So let's take it out so you can actually see, because I know a lot of you ask, and once I've finished it I've forgotten about it. So it's this one. So from the top down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's the 5th one down from the top, and it's the 1, 2, 3, 4th one up from the bottom. So that's the size if you've got these ones. If not, just take a rectangle of any size. If I show you the punch, then you can sort of see roughly the size of it. I don't know whether I've got, there we go, look at this, old, I've been doing some sewing, so let's take an old tape measure, shows that I'm And this measures, you can see, is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. So that's the size of it. Can I do it in centimeters? I probably can actually. Look at this. No, I can't, because it doesn't start until 11 centimeters. But I'm imperial, so I always use imperial. So again, I've cut 2. If you're using a dark cardstock, you want to be able to write on the back of your tag. So if you turn, you've got the stitching on this running this way. So if you turn it the other way, you can then have the stitching running both ways, if you see what I mean. So you've got a right side and a wrong side for the stitching. So just make sure that you've got that on the other side. And then that can go just quite simply over on that side. And then again, it makes your tag a little bit more robust and strong. There we are. So we've got that bit on there. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the green one. So it's exactly the same size. And I'm just going to turn it round. And I just wanted to show you that, you know, you can do it in whatever colours you want. You know, this is all about using what you've got. And again, if you haven't got a die to cut the shape out, then, you know, just cut it out with your paper cutter to whatever size you want to do it. So, you know, it's entirely up to you. I'm just showing you roughly what you can do. It's not in very straight, is it? It's me turning around and trying to do things straight. I've got that completely cockeyed. That's better. And again, that's a good thing with wet glue. You do have some room to move it around a bit. Okay, so we've got both of those, and we've now got our dogs. But again, we want a few little layers, and we want something that looks a bit pretty. So I have taken some designer series paper. And again, this is cut from the poppies. It's just a shape that'll fit in. Again, don't overthink it, and you don't necessarily have to use dies. You can just cut out just another piece, but you want some layers. The layers make it look pretty. So this is going to sit in just on top like that. And I've got a green one, exactly the same as the dog. So if you're using paper, use it the same pattern, because then it ties it all in together. The colours on this are garden green for the greens and cherry cobbler for the reds. But again, you don't have to use Stampin' Up products. You can use what you've got. So, you know, use a red, use a green that you like, that you think looks Christmassy. So again, we're going to take another layer. And this again is from the poppies, so it's another shape. And this is just some glimmer paper. Again, it's something that I've had for a very long time. But you can use any, if you haven't got green or red, you can use gold or silver. It just adds another little element to it and just makes it look pretty. So that's giving us a layer in on here. Okay, and I've got the red one to go in on the red. So I'm keeping the same sort of vein, because when you're making tags, you tend to make quite a few. So it's the sort of thing, you know, cut them all out at the same time, and then you should be fine. So that works there. So we've got those two in on there. Now I have cut one extra one, which again, this is from the poppies. So let me get that one out for you so you can see. So this was from the, what's it called? Painted Labels dies. And again, we all have dies in our collection, which are different shapes. So as you can see, this was this one. This was the bigger one. This was this one. And there's also a lovely circular one as well. So again, we might do something with that at a later time. But this has been around for a few years now, so I know that quite a lot of you have it. If you haven't got that one, again, just cut out another rectangle, just so that you've got different layers, different bits of interest, which is building up. So this is going to go in on here, and this is where I think I'm going to start using some dimensionals and things. And I've also got 2 little labels. So this has got a very Merry Christmas to you, which I really loved. I thought that was quite sweet. That is cut with a 1-inch punch. And then the smallest of the circle dies just happens to work and give you a little border. Again, I've coordinated the colours, and this stamp came from the Christmas vases, which is, there's me if I can find it, this one, Vintage Christmas, because it's got nice little sentiments. And there's that one which is Happy Holidays, but I'm a Christmas person, so I've put a very Merry Christmas. But again, look through your sentiments, find something that's quite small, because you don't want anything too large on here because it's going to go onto the tag. Okay, so now we've got this, we need to get some dimensionals out. So I'm just getting my dimensionals out. All of us have dimensionals of one shape or another. And I want to make this dog stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to use sponge daubers, and we're using the 2 colours. So we've got our cherry cobbler and our garden green. I've got some sponge daubers, which I have collected over the years, a complete set, so I've got 1 for each colour. That's my garden green. That's going to be my, I don't know, that's cherry cobbler, or that's probably cherry cobbler, isn't it? That'll do. Okay, so what I need to do is let's do the green one first. And just by giving a little bit of sponging around the side, it just gives a little bit of definition, and also it takes the white from the layers that we've built up, so you can just give it a little bit of, as I say, definition in on there. And it just makes it stand out a little bit more. So, and because we're using the same colour tones, it blends in nicely. Okay, so you can see that that is just going to stand out a little bit more. So that's the green one, which is garden green. But as I say, any green you've got, this year we are really looking at a Christmas with what we've got, as opposed to buying everything new. So, you know, if you've got a budget and you want to get new things, absolutely fine. But I know a lot of us have an awful lot of card making, stamps, inks, paper and things that we collect and we keep from year to year, and we keep them in a drawer and we go like, oh, I'm not going to use this one. Well, this is the year to get it out and to start using it, because Handmade Christmas is probably more important than ever, to show people that you care. But also, you know, we are, wherever you are in the world, we're all entering a time where it's going to be, you know, quite difficult for a lot of people for Christmas. So by doing something that is, whoops, sorry, I've just knocked the camera with my head. Doing something with what we've got makes it more fun, doesn't it? Okay, so we need to start putting some of this together. However, before we do that, we need to make sure that we've got a hole. So, hole puncher, you can use whatever you've got. I've got a crocodile, and I've had this for, I don't know, a good few years. It was one of the things that I wanted to have. So you're just going to put a little hole in, eyeball its center, and just put that in, and then you've got your little hole in there. I'll take the piece out in a minute, and again just eyeball it roughly in the center and take that out. Make sure I can take this little one out. There we are, because we're going through a few layers and the glue. So we've now got a hole on our tags. So this one, I was going to put some of these down with dimensionals. Now, when you're doing it with onto glimmer paper, you just need to make sure you use good quality dimensionals. Now, Stampin' Up! Ones are very good, so I know that they will stick nicely. And I'm just putting 4 on this, on that one. I'm going to do these bits while I'm at it. So again, it's the sort of thing, if you're making a whole pile of them, you can do them in batches. It's the sort of thing that is quite good to do in the evening when you're sitting in front of the television, whether you've got heating, whether you've got wood burners, whether you've got whatever you've got. If you're struggling to have the heating on too much with the cost of living crisis, then if you keep your hands busy, your hands stay warm. And so I think that, you know, doing any form of crafting, whether it be paper crafting like this, whether it be sewing or knitting or whatever, if you keep your hands busy, they don't tend to get as cold. So that's just my little tip. And as I say, you know, some of you are in places where it is warm all the time, which is fantastic, and other people aren't. So it's the sort of thing that, you know, doing something to keep yourself occupied and busy is a good way. Now you can put this on whichever way you want. I'm going to have it so that it's diagonally facing, and I'm just going to stick it in on the center. Okay, so you can see that that's automatically just given a nice little layer. And then I can put my little dog in on top, and you'll probably find that all of these dimensionals won't actually go over it all because I've got the layer of the other ones. So let's just have a look and see. I think it'll definitely go there. Okay, so that's on like that. And again, you can see you've got that nice dimension. Because it's going to be for a tag, you don't need to worry about postage and things because it's going to go on a present, and 9 times out of 10 with presents we give them to people. So I can put this where I want. Actually, I can actually put it on top, and in fact I might put it right in the center of my little dog on this one. So again, it's given that extra bit of layer, which I think is quite good. Let's do this one. This hasn't got the sort of doily white part. It's just got the red, but again to show different layering. So this is going to go straight in on top like that. But you can see because we have sponged it, it does stand out nicely. And then this one, again, I think I'm probably going to put it in the center because I think that that just works quite nicely. Or I could put it at the top. No, I want to put it in the center of the dog like that. So that's that done. So we've now got the 2 bits. And then again, you know, look and see what embellishments and things you've got. So if I look in here, I've got, oh, now this I've had a while, but that's got a nice green in it. So I'm going to use a couple of these little green ones. Now I want to have, I thought I might have just a little eye on the dog. So I'm going to use my scissors because I would use my take your pick tool, but scissors are quite good. So let's just give him a little green eye and we'll put that in about there. Okay, so he's got a little eye, which I think is quite nice. And then this one, we don't want a pink eye. Let me see if I've got any red, because again, we quite often keep little bits of embellishments and things. So let's have a look and see. I think I have got some red somewhere. I've got all sorts of things that go back many years because I never get rid of any of my embellishments. Now you can colour your, there we go, I knew I had some red ones. So I just want a little red one of this one. So I'm just going to take a little one. Again, you can colour pearls. So if you've got any red pens, you can colour a pearl to make it the colour you want. So I'm just going to put that in there like that. And that's the little eye like that. And again, you could add some more. You could add some ribbon. You could add things like that. All we need now is to find some ribbon to go in on the top of here, or twine. So I'm going to get my ribbon box out, and then this will be quite, this is one of my ribbon boxes, and you will be able to see that I've got ribbon going back many years. So we want to see, have I got anything which is garden green? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. I might have to use something else. And I've got red. That's a nice one. That's from a while ago. So I'm going to use that one. And I think I'm just going to use on the green one, because I haven't got, what colour is that? That's a piece that's over. That will work. Okay, so that's just a little piece that's, as I say, I don't throw anything away. I keep it and then use it again and again. So let's put that back on there. Okay, so I've got this green one, which is going to be nice on here. And I want to have it so that it's a tag that can be hung onto a present. So let's just put this in like that. And then all I want to do is to just tie a little knot. So I can take this out of here. But again, you know, use what you've got. You can see I've got just a little bit of this one. It's I don't know how old some of these are. As I say, I have current boxes, and I have boxes of stuff that I've had for a long time that I don't use very often, because I quite often try and bring you everything that's new. But as I said, this Christmas is going to be different. This Christmas is going to be new stuff combined with what we've already got, so making the most of it. And I'm doing it like that because again, it can then hang quite nicely onto the present. So that's one, and then this is going to be the red one. I think this, I think if I remember rightly, this one frayed a lot, so I just have to be careful. Yes, you can see it's quite a fray ribbon. Lovely, but it does fray a bit, so I need to probably cut both of the sides off. But again, it's got a bit of glitter on it. It's pretty. And you can see I don't waste anything, so I take it off of the roll. So whatever roll you've got your ribbons and things on, just make sure you've got it the right size. And then I'm going to take that off at that, so that nothing goes to waste. You're using the whole of the ribbon. And then let me just see if I can tie a little knot in on here, which I think I can. So again, you know, look at what ribbon you've got. If you haven't got any ribbon, use twine. If you haven't got any twine, use string. You know, you really can use whatever you've got. So there we are. We've got two pretty little tags in different colours. So one in the cherry cobbler, one in the garden green, and you can make as many of them as you want, but it's using supplies and things that you've got. So really simple and really easy to do. So I hope you enjoyed that one. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.